look at the garden today, and we're going to be talking specifically about workhorse plants for the tropics. So whether they be bananas or pigeon pea, we're going to be talking about plants that you can work with in your garden, in your systems, to make your life easier. So don't miss out. Check in with me, and we're going to look at some ways to save you some time and energy. Here we are in garden production, right? So we've all that, and we're still kind of orchards, not really, lulo, right? We talked about those the other day. You guys saw those?
What is it?
Those orange. It's a terribly spiky, nasty plant, but it makes these really interesting, fuzzy, spiky, orange citrus that are taste just like tastes like kiwi. Yeah, makes amazing juice.
Totally.
You mix that.
Leaves.
So here we have production beds, yeah, and right now we're growing. We're actually getting into the good growing season. It's getting dry. It's actually starting. The garden's really starting to kick butt right now. So you can see we got cabbages going. We got a little leftover taro, and there's some parsley and different kinds of collards, lettuces, daikon. And now it's dry enough that we can actually grow all this. These are nice perennial collard. Looks like it's going to seed. Maybe it's not a perennial. Maybe this is a biannual. All stuff we're kind of trying out. But this is one, you can kind of pick the leaves, saute as you go. It's flowering now. If I cut it back, it'll kind of discourage that. And it'll keep vegetating for a little bit longer. Turnips. And again, we had the same idea with the, you can kind of see, here's a little mini forest system. So these are the trees in this forest system. Here's our ground cover, our mulch, right? And we're still kind of doing the same idea, except that these are all sun-loving plants. So they're not going to be in the understory. And then we're just trying to keep the different levels, trying to plant them as intensely as we can to get as much use out of the gardens. This is daikon coming in here. You'll notice.
And is that more taro that you've got?
This is taro. It looks like probably left over from an earlier planting. We'll probably pull those out and replant those somewhere else. You can see some dandelion greens back there. So a real range of different kinds of greens. You'll notice, so the ground cover, that's a theme you're going to see everywhere, right? Always. You got to protect the bacteria, the microorganisms from the sun. But then we also have this stuff growing along all of, look at it. It's around all the plants. What is this stuff? Who knows what this stuff is? This is a Russian plant. Come on, David. What's this stuff? Another workhorse, boy. This is one of our workhorses. So they'll take the leaves of this, and you can take the leaves and you cut them. Okay. And they used to call this Boneknit. Used to be the common name. And they would make a poultice out of this for sprains and breaks. Yeah. It's a Russian plant called Comfrey.
Oh, right.
Comfrey, medicinal plant. Totally makes good animal fodder, they say. Every book tells you that the animals love this. Boy, our animals don't love this. No. I guess they've got a lot better stuff to eat, maybe.
Probably bitter.
It's probably bitter, but I just think they're spoiled. They just get better. they get better stuff to eat.
Yeah, you'll eat your
but we do make a nice fertilizer out of it. It ferments very quickly, so we put it in water and kind of ferment it for 2 days and then pour it over. It's got a lot of very available nutrients because it's what they call a dynamic accumulator. It's got deep roots. They go down 4 feet deep. They're pulling up nutrients, which are now bioavailable in the leaves. And so I'll just cut that. You can see it cuts very easily, right? And then, there's an area over here. I need a little mulch. Boom. Okay. This has a very even NPK, right? Nitrogen, potassium, phosphorus balance. And so, quick mulch. And what else is it doing? Those 4-foot deep roots are not preventing this grass from passing. It's just too much shade, it's too much trouble. So you can see the grass only passes where there's a break. I can see grass right there, but here there's no grass. There's no way it's getting through this. So this is our little border plant. Yeah, I'm delineating the difference. When people walk along here, you walk along here. As soon as you pass this, it's a different space. Now I have to be careful. I'm walking in the path, not on the beds. It's a delineation plant, but it's also doing all those other functions. Okay, so lots of functions in this one. A great medicinal plant with a lot of uses. It's a workhorse plant here to help us farm. As is this one. Here's pigeon pea. Pigeon pea makes a soybean-like bean. They use a lot for feed. It grows into a little mini tree. You can cut it grows right back, cut it, grow it back. Again, same idea. Mulch in the garden. Now I don't even have to go up to the compost pile and get my mulch. It's right here. Yeah? And that's why those eucalyptuses now are planted in the middle of our rows. So every fourth row, 1, 2, 3, 4, is getting eucalyptus.
Oh, okay.
Eucalyptus is a tree which you can take up the skirt really high, and it gives no shade, right?
Yeah.
And that pole starts to thicken up. As it gets tall as your tallest ladder, you go and you cut the top off. Boom. And then you let those branches grow out. And now you've got a log which is going to get thicker and thicker and just going to provide you a skirt and a top, skirt and a top. And you're just going to drop that mulch. And in 2 years, you're going to harvest that pole and you're going to build your barn with it. So I've seen a lot of farms in Brazil where they're using that method. Man, they're getting fast, nice wood. The eucalyptus is really nice. And they're getting all that mulch for the garden. And it's in their garden, so they don't have to like go up to the top and get it. It's right there. It's just a cut and drop. Really efficient, really productive way to use trees. And what do people say about eucalyptus? Oh, it's allelopathic, it's invasive, all the fire. It's like, if you don't manage that thing, it's going to become a monster. It's the fastest growing tree on the planet.
Yeah.
That's why we use it. That's also why it can become a liability, but it's not. It's an asset. Only if it's mismanaged does it become a liability. Who knows what this is? Look, this is our cucumber. It's not a cucumber. What is it? Here's a big one. See this one?
Like loofah or something?
Yes.
Oh,
Boy,
there you
you're
go.
good. You're good. How do you know loofah? How do you know? You're the first person to ever guess what a loofah looks like.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know that loofah was a. I thought it came out of the ocean. I thought the loofah came out of the ocean. I almost saw in Florida. And I was like, so here's,
Sponges.
when that thing dries, turns to loofah sponge, yeah? And we actually use these for washing dishes.
Oh, good
Awesome
idea.
sponge.
Yeah.
Lasts just about as long as those crappy blue ones. The other things only last about a month anyways.
Yeah.
This lasts a little less, but we can grow it on a bush.
Or you can eat in the morning as a breakfast cereal.
That'll clean you out. No, don't do that.
Wow. No,
It does look
so
like shredded wheat.
so when there's, it does look like shredded wheat. And in fact, the little ones we eat as cucumbers.
Yeah.
When they're little, they're edible.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Check it out. Breadfruit tree. It's not going off right now, but when it is, incredibly productive. They're pinning the hope of food security worldwide on the breadfruit tree.
Oh.
It's just the most nutritious, the most productive. You can make the most products out of it.
It looks very healthy and happy.
Yeah, and we got a nice big one over there that actually makes even better ones, even bigger. If you want to take a walk through here, take a walk through this little path right here.
Plant here.
Yeah, this eggplant's not very happy.
No.
We used to do, eggplant was like our thing here. We can grow eggplant really well here. And then at one point nobody would eat them anymore. And people were like, okay, that's it. I'm not eating any more eggplant.
Yeah.
It was every day. And so we
it's a
stopped
bit
growing
like
them for a while. And now, so this is a variety. I don't know. I don't really like this variety, but it's gotten too big. We need to cut it back. But we need to plant some eggplants because we grow really great eggplant. Misha loves eggplant, right? So a nice carrot bed. Carrots are hard to grow, but we got a nice bed of carrots going here. So go ahead, follow me on this path. You can kind of walk through. You can see here's a bed of carrots, an old bed of turnips we just finished. There are some greens which are going to seed. We'll probably prep that area next, yeah? And we'll just take a quick walk through here. You can see some nice lettuces coming in on the right. And then here's a weed. I challenge you guys to identify this weed right here. Yes, incredibly invasive weed. You'll never get rid of your mint. You'll never get rid of it. We've weeded that section 20 times. It's kind of cool because you can weed it to death and it comes right back.
Did I win the challenge?
No, this one here.
Oh, this one. Oh, sorry.
That was easy. Come on.
Oh, here's some habaneros or something.
Those are actually shishitos, I think.
Cheeto peppers?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. This is super sticky on the bottom.
Super sticky. There you go. Does it smell like anything? Smell some of the drier leaves towards the bottom.
Like a tobacco or something?
Wow, you're good.
Tobacco? Yeah, I was going to say. Yeah.
It is
So wait a
tobacco.
minute, you got the beetle nut and the tobacco. What are you doing here, Zach?
Yeah.
We have it all. Are you kidding? Everything that you could possibly want or try, we want to have it. No going to the store.
We're in.
Smoke it or drink it.
We're trying to keep it, if you have to go to the store for it, we want it here. If it's something you would want.
Alcohol, tobacco, and firearms.
That's it. That's it. If Hawaii wasn't totally anti-guns, maybe we would have a nice skeet shooting area. That'd be fun. check it out. So there you go, pigeon peas producing pretty well. Yeah, that's kind of what they look like. They're kind of like a soybean, kind of a poor man's soybean. I'm not a huge fan, but people claim, no, chickpeas don't grow so conveniently. They grow like one, they go one by one.
Oh, yeah.
Amazing.
What was this one again?
Pigeon pea.
Pigeon peas. Okay.
People do eat them all over the island. I use them for feed more than that and mulch more than that.
Yeah.
This is the Cavendish banana, by the way.
Oh, right.
Yeah, let's just walk back to this one because we're going, oh, so you can see like, if you need turmeric, you know, it's like, let's, you know, in order for me to prep beds, I normally have to dig up like 20 pounds of turmeric, just because it just goes. So you can see these are areas we just prepped. There's taro growing here. Now it's got, it's been forked, amended, mulched, and now they're planting some arugula and stuff back into it. It definitely needs to get watered. So when we're done here, we'll come back and give it a little watering. If you want to pick up one of these papayas, we can feed Samson down below. That's one of our, we only have 2 pigs left. Oh, that's interesting. Look at this papaya. I think we cut that thing down and it sprouted a new tree, right? But you can see it's already flowering because it's not actually a little baby plant. It's actually just a growth off of that original. Otherwise, it would have to get much tall. It would never flower that. It would never have huge, you know, production like that at such a small size. Exactly. It's got that whole root structure to feed that tree, so it's already producing. So over here we have another kind of a system, and this was originally gardens I planted for my pigs, but then we got tired of raising pigs. We had 30 pigs down here at one point, and it was just so much work. But this is all.
The lipstick on them.
I mean, you get the lipstick on them. I had them. You know, I had them. It was fun for a bit, and then it was just too much work, too hard to feed them. But the idea was I was going to grow a lot of food, a lot of bananas and papayas in this area. We have all these kind of edible hibiscuses. This is kava. You guys ever tried kava?
Oh, yeah.
So here's a nice one. This one is one of our best looking ones here. In like 5 years, you can harvest the root ball, and then we're drinking that nice sedative kava. This is, who knows what tree this is? This is a little baby one. We have a nice big one. This is, grows this weird fruit, smells like gorgonzola cheese.
I can't remember what that is.
It's called noni.
Noni.
I'd show you one.
Yellow?
They get kind of white and translucent,
Right, okay.
and by that time they stink. Pretty.
It's also known as the spider tree because apparently the spiders love it.
The spiders love, well, as soon as the weather gets dry, the spiders are everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's mostly the crab spiders. And actually, let's look at one right now. So the crab spider is my least favorite spider. You can see it right there.
Yep.
You can see its little face, and you can see when I touch it, because it's got a shell, yeah, and you can see the legs.
Yeah.
This is an aggressive spider. They do bite. I've been bitten by them. They're pretty small. It's not really
There's one
bad.
right here.
Yeah.
Your head.
And again, I run through these things all day long, every day, and I'm like, you know, it's very rare I've been bitten. But they are kind of an aggressive spider compared to the other ones. But just because the other ones are so docile, like the big scary ones we have here, none of them, I don't know anyone that's,
Green ones with the giant legs.
they're scary. It's called the zipper spider.
Oh, you got this guy,
Zipper,
that guy
yeah.
down there by the leaf. You see him?
Yeah, so zipper spider,
Oh, that one.
right? And
Here, go pet that one.
you can see that it's called a zipper spider because, look, she's trying to get that leaf out of her. Maybe I'll help her here. And you can see,
They make zippers.
yeah, you see the zipper? It's a thicker thread that she uses to cinch up her net once it's perfect. She'd use that to put tension in it. Incredible weavers. If I come here and I cut all these strands and destroy her web, by tomorrow it'll be back perfect.
Yeah.
Incredibly fast.
Watch out, butterfly.
Incredibly fast, skilled weavers. If you've never seen them do their thing, it's really, the GPS system they got going is really,
So the zippers are pretty.
yeah, the
pretty
zippers,
docile.
I don't know anybody that's ever been bitten by a zipper spider,
They
but
look pretty gnarly.
they're
though.
super scary.
They
I
get
mean, when they get on me, I scream too. So. But it's not even that I'm scared of them. It's just it's humans naturally have arachnophobia. It's just you can't help it. It's a natural human reaction. It's part of our whole limbic system.
Screaming like a little
Yeah, I know. I try to be manually, but every once in a while it gets away from me with the spiders. So here we go. We have a different system here, and we got papaya and bananas, and then our understory here is something else. What's this?
We're just all above it.
What's this?
Getting ready to drop. Oh, understory.
Yeah, what are these? These are little trees. This is cacao. Cacao. So we're doing a different understory here. We're not doing the coffee understory. We're doing the cacao. And these are little babies. We just planted these.
I love how they just kind of.
Yeah, and
They're getting eaten by something.
well, no, they've already passed that stage. So when they come up right away, the sun kind of messes with them. Now they're kind of getting the nice shade, but they get stressed, and then the rose beetles go after them. But they survive it, and then once they're like this, they're golden.
Yeah.
This is an edible hibiscus. It's called a bele spinach. Very high protein hibiscus. We feed it to our pigs, but we also, do you eat this much, Misha? It's kind of slimy. It's slimy, so if you steam it, it's less slimy. It's great, it's good in smoothies, but it's a very high protein. It's what the Hawaiians use as spinach other than their sweet potato top.
And they use the leaves?
Yes, the leaves. And they get big. You can use them as a wrap. No, it's got very mild flavor. It's just a texture most people don't like. This is mulberry. They're not, you can see they're just kind of starting. They need to turn black.
Somebody hears you. Somebody hears your feed bucket coming.
Yeah.
Hey.
Take a look behind your heads. Look up at those coconuts behind you.
Well, we saw some on the ground here. We're like, oh boy.
Yeah, but look at that middle tree. See how many coconuts up there? So that's the disadvantage of the conventional coconuts. Like, I really don't want to climb that thing very often. How
You
often?
like knock them down with a big pole and throw rocks at it?
You need climbers.
Really?
I had a climber. I think he's going to be leaving us, so we need a new. Are you a climber?
You can climb it.
No, I'm not. No. Volunteer me. I'm doing vacation. Come on. I'm feeling like I use a little extra adventure. I volunteer.
They're always climbing trees at home and it's raining and stuff.
know.
Oh, you got ghosts too.
Hey.
Hey guys.
I love it.
Eat a papaya.
Do you have a back access road to get down here?
I do. It's down that way, and then I have a guy that rents land. He keeps bees,
Oh,
and then he trades with me with honey.
that is amazing honey.
That is
Oh
great honey.
my gosh, I have never smelled such
Yeah.
good honey.
What are the bees producing that out of?
Everything.
Everything around
Oh,
here.
Everything
it's so,
here.
It's so floral. I mean, it's just. I was curious what the base was. I mean,
Yeah,
sometimes, you know, they
it's a
have
mix. It's a
specific
mix
stuff,
here
but
for sure.
It's incredible. Oh, baby.
Oh boy.
So this is Samson. He was my breeder, my main hog. We've had him since he was a little baby. We actually had these 400-pound sows who got to be like 600 pounds, and he was so small he couldn't mount them. It took him. We've had him as fast as we could. It took him like a year before he could like mount these sows.
Oh my gosh.
And then the girls got to 600 pounds, and he's probably now 600 pounds. And he's a really gentle guy, really good father. But we couldn't keep him away from the sows. He'll just yank these teepos right out of the ground once they go into heat, and just we couldn't. When he wants to get out of here, there's nothing we can do about it. We would have to like get some serious fencing. And so they kept getting pregnant all the time, and we just had babies all the time. I was like, okay,
Speaking of mounting,
no, these two are just faking. He's been cut years ago. These are rescues, and they're not even. They're just hanging out here because they like him. They go where they want. They're Nigerian dwarfs, and the highest fat content milk.
Yeah.
So that's the one they add to most of the cheeses, and there you go, buddy.
Milk your goats?
God no.
Yeah, that's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, and you know my staff increase. There's a lot of turnover. People, we just lost 3 people. We're moving on to move to other islands and explore.
Do other things.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I'd be here milking the goats twice a day. It's a twice a day
It is.
to-do list thing, and
Yeah.
our to-do lists get too long, so we really try to discourage new chores which are ongoing. Come on through. This is our last frontier. This is still undeveloped. I've grown some things in this tent down here, and we do have a cabin up there, but you can see it's still kind of raw. We're not really planting so much. Mostly animals kind of keeping the grass down for us. But I think we're probably going to do a little... No, he can't get on.
No, I was just looking at. I was like, how'd the goats get over
But I'm thinking like a reservoir pond would be really cool down here for water, you know, because it gets really dry, and so we get a ton of rain, and then it's dry for 6 months. So if we could hold that in a bigger reservoir, that'd be nice. So a reservoir down here, and then probably we'll have some tents down here. We need to kind of expand. This is Frankie, and this is Samson's son, and he was a house pet. What's up, buddy? He was a house pet.
it's a little bit big for the house now.
Yeah.
He got big for the house so quickly. But you know, the first day, you can see on his left hind leg, he's got a big scar. His mom, who was 600 pounds, she stepped on him. She had like, it was her first litter, she had 12 babies, and it was a lot for her. The first day she stepped on him, pulled the skin all the way, his whole, from the hip all the way down to his ankles, hanging off like a sock. It was all covered in dirt. I'm like, man, there's no way he's gonna make it. Day one. Yeah, you don't wanna see that, you know, cute little piglet. And so like, I was about to put him down, but then I said, like, whatever, you know, so I rinsed it off and put some iodine on it, and I crazy glued it back like a garter.
Yeah.
And it grew. And then he started like itching, like within day 2 he was itching on it already. I'm like, oh my, he like break the scab, I have to glue it again. But man, pigs are incredible healers. And he was a great pet, but boy, you can see like in 6 months,
Yeah.
way too big for,
Big enough to ride now.
oh yeah, I had a kid here who was riding them. This is the yurt. This is our main resident hub. So the back side of here is a whole different kind of a setup. Aside the fact that we have a bunch of residents down here, usually about 7 or 8 at a time, and there's this house has got a solar shower, and then we also have an on-demand gas shower we just built. The outhouse, compost toilet, and then another couple compost toilets in there. Now check out this coconut in comparison to the ones we've seen so far. And tell me which one you'd rather harvest.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Okay, so it's fruiting. That means that this is 7 to 10 years old.
Yeah.
That tree is a year older than this one. So which ones do you want on your property? Which ones would you plant, right? It's a no-brainer. The one disadvantage that these are a full sun plant, so I can't grow anything under this. If I was doing stories and I had a climber, okay, then the tall ones make sense.
Yeah.
But me at my age, I don't really want to learn to climb coconuts.
Right.
So these are the option.
But they're great to make shade, you know, close to the
Yeah. No, they're beautiful. These are amazing trees. It'd be a great hedge. So you can see, these are, here we go. These are the Williams banana, Chiquita banana. This is the ones you guys get in the mainland.
Yeah, yeah.
This is the only banana most people have ever eaten. That was chicken soup.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Exactly.
Chicken.
Pillow factory right there.
Pillow factory.
Yeah.
So Chiquita banana, that is a Chinese banana. It's called the Williams banana. It's grown in Ecuador and Mexico and everywhere else, but that's the one we get. It's not a great banana. It's a mushy, sweet banana that keeps well, transports well, and it's big.
It does, yeah.
And it's big, and it lasts a long time. So that's why they grow it. We use it more for dried bananas and for animals. Smoothies. So you can see this is a nice productive coconut, but it's already at a length that I don't really want to climb it. Okay, so let's go check out some more dwarf trees. We've got a little dwarf orchard over here. And you're going to see dwarf pomelo, dwarf avocados, dwarf ruby reds, dwarf tangelo. You guys want tangelo or a grapefruit?
Yeah.
Well, come pick your own.
Oh, are these the pomelos right there?
Those are ones next to me. So come on in here. Okay, so this is this, talk about a scary, spiky, look at this citrus here. Yeah, so you look at right above your head. Look towards me.
Scary, spiky.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
So look at these. Here's one you want to make sure you prune this tree. You can't leave that on the ground, right? We walk
Yeah,
around barefoot.
no.
This is a dangerous tree. Look at the thorns on that.
Mm-hmm.
There's a bamboo called guadua. It's the best building bamboo they have. Boy, that thing's got like 3-4 inch spikes that'll go through car tires. You got to be super careful with a tree like that. Who likes pomelo?
I love pomelo.
Come pull one. Come pull one. Try and find one that's kind of a little bit still green in color. But check out, like to me, the perfect size avocado trees. Like look at these things. They make gorgeous full-size avocados. Boy, we're losing some. And then look at this tree. I mean, I don't need a ladder. I don't need anything but a handsaw. I can manage it. I could have 5 of these in like a suburban backyard, you know? Man, this is a cool tree. You could have 5 different varieties. So I'm a real fan of these. They produce really well and they're fun to work with. Really human scale tree, really human sized tree. I'm a big fan of the dwarf. How is it, Misha?
Amazing.
Good one? These are like the first coconuts we've tasted off this tree, like literally. Because it's just now come into its own. But you can see it's really productive. Look at all the little...
Oh, little nut.
Yeah.
Little guy.
So coconuts would be another one that would be a super workhorse. Maybe even topping the banana.
Look at all that.
Fronds, basket weaving, hats,
Oh, yeah.
mats. You've got the water. You've got the jelly meat. You've got the regular meat. You've got the oil. You've got the shell. You've got the husk. You've got the heart of palm in the middle of the trunk. And you have the wood. There are whole economies based around the coconut, like in the Philippines and stuff,
Yeah.
and certain islands where really their whole life is based on this. Their cooking fuel, their food, their wood, everything they do, their housing, thatch, all based on the coconut. It's probably 200 years old. That was definitely here. My mom didn't plant that. But what do we have over here? What are these red things? Yeah, it's cacao. And then this is an ice cream bean. So we've created a little shade forest, right? The sun's on the southern exposure there. We created a little shade forest in order to get this kind of a shady jungle understory kind of a feel. And now our cacaos are happy, and you can see, let's just take a little walk around the corner. I think it's gorgeous.
When do you harvest those?
So you're looking for the brightest color, and some of these will be ready to go soon. And then we have one more over there, which is a yellow, which is also really productive. The Cuban reds, it's a really, what's that?
The starchier banana?
Yeah, it's a plantain.
Yeah.
They do get sweet.
Yeah,
They do
yeah.
get sweet, and they're really orange. And we use them, we wait till they're ripe, and then we use them for what they call Cuban lasagna. In which case you're basically, instead of the pasta, you're putting out layers of the cooked sweet banana
Right.
slices, yeah. And then you're putting the meat sauce and stuff in between, the cheese on top. Oh, man, it's so
love
good.
that.
We make a vegan one too. Okay, and then we'll come up here. This is a blood orange we transplanted. This was really going off, and then it was in the wrong place. It's a beautiful blood orange. So we dug it up and we moved it. It was kind of a mature tree. We cut it way back, and now it's taken. I think we're going to get blood oranges here in the next year or two. And this is our main lawn back at the main house here. That, which one? No, that's I can't remember the name of that. It's a bush. I don't really know what they use. You'd have to ask my mom. You guys met my mom? Mom?
How are you?
So Maimi started this place when she was 60.
Wow. You're very
Stupid.
active.
Stupid.
Oh, wow.
Well, thank you very much, you guys. If you like our video, hit the bell and the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up, and we look forward to talking to you on the next video.
Boom.